I intended to just talk about the TMP or temp directory in Linux, but I thought maybe we should have a quick look at the file system in Linux, and we can maybe shed a little light onto what all those bizarrely named directories are at the root of your file system. That's not the one I want. I don't know what exactly I want, but there's got to be a old article that explains it real well already. And here we go, right to tldp.org, the Linux project, maybe. I have no idea what that stands for. General overview of the Linux file system. Let's cut to the chase, and we're going to find, here's a nice looking tree, and let's compare that to our current system. cd/, which brings us to the root. I'm using OMyZSH shortcuts, so you cannot use L unless you have a alias set up. I'll do that. LSAL. All right, we're seeing everything in a nice list. That is a whatchamacallit, a symbolic link. Okay, we're going to ignore those symbolic links and just have a look at the, I guess L does symbolic links. I have no idea off the top of my head how to not display the symbolic links, but I don't even think I care to look it up. Var user. There's the TMP we want, which is a temporary directory. sys srv snap. This is very new, and it has to do with it's a package manager, so it's not going to be in this. I'm just having a look at a current file system compared to this old but very relevant document. So we have bin boot dev. See dev. Oh yeah, there it is. I don't remember dev. Of course, the devices. And there's a million of them. I still want to start talking about file permissions, and my mind just goes oof. But let's keep going. etc is where your configuration is. A whole bunch of stuff. The boot. There's your kernel and all that. I don't really know how to explain it all. Really, I'd have to prepare something, and I don't even fully understand it myself. So no worries. MISC. Don't remember anything about that. Don't have one. We have an MNT. Lost and found. I skipped lost and found. I skipped lib. I skipped home. etc is where we left off. So home, of course, is where the user directories live. Linux brew and Russell in this case. Lib libraries, presumably. Oh, I didn't do that right. There we go. I don't know. What is this? It's a bunch of settings for something. Modules. Lib modules. Yeah, those are modules. So the lib directory is probably somewhere you don't want to go unless you know what you're doing. Actually, that really applies to everything. So watch your step. Lib lost and found. I don't think I have a good grasp on what that is. Presumably low-level file system garbage files, or not necessarily garbage, like maybe when you do a partition cleanup or fix the file system after a bad shutdown. I don't know. I'll look it up. Some other MISC mount. So MNT is mount, short for mount, I believe. And generally that's where you would mount external file systems. or these days, never mind. These days it's empty, right? Like, look, there's nothing in there. Like an office, you might have a ton of NFS or other different types of networking protocol file system stuffs in there. Opt, I don't remember what that's short for. I don't know if people really use it these days other than guys like Snap or this container D. I thought Snap uses this directory. Maybe it does, maybe I just have no snaps installed. Proc. But although I think Ubuntu's pretty snappy these days, we are in proc. We're looking at Red Hat over here, I just noticed. So, I don't know, take it with a grain of salt, whatever I'm showing you. But no, these will be consistent across Linux distributions. However, that may explain why we don't see a net directory. That may be a Red Hat thing. I'm not a Red Hat guy. RPMs are rotations per minute in my book. Root, or Roussel, how people say my name a lot. Hello, Roussel. Sudo, oh, that's the root home directory, by the way. And I'm not going to get anywhere with a sudo / root. I want to ls -al / root. And as you can see, it looks like a normal home directory to any other user, as any other user. Sbin is like bin, but I like to just think in my mind it stands for super bin. I have no idea what it actually does stand for. And for all I know, every like mount could mean mountain, for all I know. Or managing network traffic. Where were we? Root, we're almost there. ls -il sbin, that'll be a whole bunch of binaries. Although it is not, it is, sbin is a symbolic link to user sbin, or usr sbin. I did it. All right. And like I said, there's a whole bunch of binaries. I don't think I explained that's what the bin directory is. It is all the commands you run on your system, other than built-in commands like ls, grep maybe. Is if we do a where is grep, we will get the path user bin grep. So dash. I say minus all the time. A lot of people say dash. What do you say? User bin grep. Let's have a look at it. There you go. It is a binary living user bin grep. Fun. Temp. Yeah, the temp directory. So I said this was going to be a temp directory video, but it is dragging on way too long, so it's going to be a basic file system, Linux file system video. A quick rundown. That is not very informative other than what's in here and some general ideas. Maybe this deserves to be an actual series of deep dives into the history, or maybe not. Bar is used a lot. There's the log. Var log is very handy. You spend a lot of time in there if you're debugging. I skipped one, that USR. I have no idea. Oh, right. So all these directories in the root file system are all like system level, root owned. Basically, no normal user should be anywhere near any of those directories other than root or a privileged user or service. So the USR, or as I like to say, user directory, contains all of the, all the safe binaries, includes everything we saw out here, libraries, and possibly no, I was gonna say maybe even the average user, not average, but non-root user can write to there, but that is not true. Yeah, it's just a good. I think it's just a logical way to separate for security reasons the root and the normal user, and not just security, but also uh, just for cleanliness. Okay, bar. Like, oh, I already did that, and then I said I forgot user. So we're done.